On Tuesday night, Bryce Harper was hit by Spencer Strider in what would be described as the most Bryce Harper hit by pitch of all time. Like, it just seems like the guy never takes one off the back, hip. It's always like the forearm. It's always the hand. And Bryce Harper had to leave the game. He went for x-rays. X-rays were negative, thank God. He should be fine. It's going to be sore, but because there's nothing to talk about, sports radio and a lot of articles are written about what the Phillies should do. Should they retaliate? Do people realize that retaliation in baseball is dead? It's been dead for well over a decade. It has not been a thing. And it will not be a thing in a few hours when the Phillies take on the Braves in a doubleheader. I'm willing to bet $7 American that no Brave is hit in game 1 or game 2. And if a Brave does get hit, it will not be intentional. It will be a clear situation where a ball got, away from a guy. I don't think that Spencer Strider intentionally threw at Bryce Harper. I really don't. I don't think, and I don't like Spencer Strider, but I don't think he was going out there to send a message or to knock somebody out of a game and injure somebody. I don't get the impression from him that he's that kind of guy. But it amazes me that this is a talking point. And it doesn't amaze me that it's a talking point because people want retaliation and they want revenge. I understand that completely, and I think that's normal. If I was Bryce Harper, I'd probably want revenge too. Like, dude, go get one of their guys. What amazes me, though, is that this is still a talking point when it hasn't been a thing for a decade. The moment that I knew that retaliation in baseball was completely dead, I might be mixing up the teams, but this was it was well over 10 years ago. Dominic Brown was having himself a year for the Phillies. It was probably the year he went to the All-Star game. And Dominic Brown, I believe, was hit by a pitch against the Marlins. And it was the first game of a 3-game series. And it's the Marlins. Like, you're going to beat them anyway, even though the Phillies always seem to struggle against them for whatever reason. But they're not a good team. Should be able to handle business. The Phillies at the time were a juggernaut. So they could afford to throw at a guy in a game because they knew that they were probably going to win, 98 to 105 games that year. So if at any point they wanted retaliation for a hit by pitch, it was the perfect scenario. You're playing a bad team. You're a very, very good team. If God forbid hitting a guy intentionally costs you a game, so be it. Like, you're still going to win your division hands down easily. And they said in the postgame, like, oh yeah, we're going to remember that one. We're going to remember it. I mean, they remembered it. They didn't do anything about it. Next game came, nothing. Game after that, nothing. I think at that point it was the last series of the year between the Marlins and Phillies, and it just went by the wayside. And that was the moment I knew that the retaliation in baseball is dead. Because if you have a situation where a team, after the fact, is openly saying, we think that was intentional, we are going to do something about it, and then they don't do it, that was 10 years ago. So all this talk about what the Phillies should do, you can have a conversation about what the Phillies should do. The reality is what they're going to do is go out there and try to win a game. They're going to play baseball. Because unlike the Phillies from 2011, this Phillies team doesn't have the luxury of possibly costing themselves the game against a divisional opponent because they are in a division race. Every win is going to matter this season. The Braves will probably be there towards the end because they're just too talented. Even though they're not a very good team now, they're just loaded with good players. I'd be shocked if they weren't there towards the end. The Mets, we all know. The Phillies don't have the luxury of throwing at anybody. And they're not going to. And look, this could age poorly. And if it does, I will own it. And I'll smile about it because I miss the days where baseball was that, oh, you hit one of ours, we're going to get one of yours, we're evened up, we'll move on. I miss the hard slides in the second base, the Chase Utley, Ruben Tejada. I miss the bowling over catchers. I miss it. But it's a new game. And this was one of the first things to go, was we're going to throw it, guys. And it's just been that way for a decade. So I don't understand the narrative and the talking point. I definitely don't understand how guys spent 4 hours talking about it yesterday. Albeit, you got to talk about something. But, yeah, it's done. And the Phillies will come out and they'll say, no, we don't think it was intentional. We're just trying to win a baseball game out here. And, we're not throwing at guys and all that. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I think we all know what's going to happen. If they went out there and they threw at anybody, there's going to be warnings on both sides, and that's about it. Now, the game would go on. But the reality of the situation is they will be told, the Phillies will be told, by either Rob Thompson, they'll either just know it, or maybe Bryce Harper says something. Guys, don't worry about it. Let's just win a game. And this will not be a talking point. The talking point on Friday will be, well, how'd they do? Did they continue to roll on? Did they continue their amazing month of May? Did they lose both games of the doubleheader? Did they split? Like, that will be the narrative. And the hit by pitch for Bryce Harper will be forgotten about. And it will be forgotten about for the rest of the year. Yeah, retaliation's just dead in the sport. And unfortunately, it will remain dead. I'm not a fan of it. Wish it would come back. But for like a decade now. Actually more. Now's the part where I'm going to beg you guys to hit the button. The subscribe button. Because I need subscribers. Because YouTube makes you have 1,000 to start making money. I don't have 1,000, so I need subscribers. So hit the button. And then you can comment. You can call me an idiot. And if I'm wrong, then we can come back to this and I'll clip it. And we'll have a good laugh about it. Ha ha, what an idiot. And then maybe we'll cold takes expose myself. But I do appreciate you guys watching.